Hello, I'm Connor. I'm at the bike shed today with my 1979 BMW R80. It's a 79 TIC, which means it was a police model. So it had all the fairings, radios, panniers, the lot. It was in a hedge in the north of England for about 2 or 3 years. So when I got it, it was absolutely shocking. So everything's come apart, everything's been cleaned, engine's been rebuilt. It's basically a new bike at this point. As you can see, there's a lot of non-standard bits on the bike, which have all been machined by me. I have absolutely no background in machining at all. So I bought a CNC machine and a lathe and got on the phone and got on YouTube, and this is where I ended up after a year of messing around with that. This is the first bike that I've ever done, probably to this level, definitely. I've done a couple of small things, but this is the first proper custom that I've built. First Beamer I've ever done, which was kind of reared its head when the engine seized the first time I rebuilt it on the way to France, on the way to the ferry, and the back end locked up going down the road. That was a bit of a scary moment, but it's all been out again and rebuilt and learnt some lessons of the things I did wrong. So it's running lovely now. You know, it's a bike that I take on the road, even though it has no mud guards, but hey, you know, that's what visors are for. So it's no big deal. And you know, it's a really clean bike. I got a bit carried away, probably hiding things. I could have saved myself an awful lot of time if I'd just not made so many bits. So the bike was at the Tobacco Dock show in 2017, which was absolutely amazing. I'm really glad that I managed to take it along, even though it wasn't done, and I turned up late because I stayed up all night working on bits that I hadn't finished. And let's have a look at some of the bits that I've finished now. So starting at the front of the bike, you've got the original wheels that were on this model. It gets double discs because it was a police bike, which is great. It's got new discs. I've relaced the wheels. Rims have been vapor blasted. The brakes are all right for a 79 BMW. Standard forks, the stanchions and the legs. It's got a fork brace, which I've made from scratch because the front end is pretty shocking without a brace in there with no mudguard. You can see the headlight is machined out of a big 7-inch billet of alley. The bottom and top yokes are machined from scratch as well. All of the screws are machined out of stainless steel. I had to make a custom tool because I came up with this brilliantly inconvenient design to do them up, but it looks nice. The bars are all made from scratch as well. They're stainless, 1-inch. They bolt up from underneath. And if you come out to the buttons, these are machined and tapped into the bars direct. Internal throttle with the old nailed grip, again, that's all machined in-house, as it were. The levers are designed from scratch. This one, unfortunately, I've had to put a little block in because it was a little bit too close to the bar. You ran out of lever travel, but that's sorted that now, so it does brake pretty well. Same deal on the other side, looking good. And of course, we've got the old ubiquitous Motor Gadget Mini on there, which does a great job, to be honest. I'm really happy with it. And then coming to the top of the tank, you've got quite a decent fuel cap, which again is all just one lump of alley, manually turned, and then the top CNC to match the bolts you've seen on the top of the yoke. And then coming down to the badges, again, CNC'd. Don't know what I'd do without the CNC machine, to be honest, but they come out lovely. And I suppose we'll go down to the pipes, which are kind of quite a big feature of the bike. So they come up and they finish underneath. You can see they've got a little machined alley cap. And as you can tell, she does get ridden, hence why they're nice and gold, and the ends are a bit sooty, probably because it's running a little bit rich at the moment, but there we go. I suppose we'll come down to the carbs again, standard bean carbs, and then they've got a little custom air filter, which I finally got around to doing 2 days ago. And then you come down to the foot pegs. Again, they're all CNC'd, and there's a little housing right at the bottom here, which has a little micro switch so that it actually operates the back brake. The back brake is absolutely shit. I don't use it at all, but there we go. Bit of a design flaw, but it looks nice. And then coming up to the back of the frame, everything from this frame curve backwards was cut off. So there's normally a big footrest hanger here. That's what holds the rear brake. That's all gone. This is all just hand bent to try and match this curve with a oxyacetylene torch and a vise, and a lot of patience and a few tries. And the swinging arm standard. Rear wheel is also standard. Same nice spokes, new stainless spokes, everything's cleaned up. And yeah, it works all right. Ride's nice. It's much lighter now, which is sweet. Coming right round to the back, you can get a shot of the little baby tail light, which is just machined to match the curve of the frame. It's got a couple of LEDs in it, which they're all right. Works all right. And then you can also see from the back the tiny little motor gadget lights on the side. It's got an M unit, so it's all motor gadget electronics, which are wicked. They certainly let you keep it super clean, which is really nice, and a little side mounted number plate at the back. The shocks are YSS, which they're pretty sweet actually. They're, just for the price of them, it's really lovely to get everything's machined on those, so it really matches the bike and fits in with the sort of CNC vibe. And all the alley and everything's all vapor blasted, which is why it's got this really nice sort of satin look, which I love, as you can tell, because it's everywhere. The seat, I actually tried to everything on the bike I've made. I didn't do the paintwork, and I thought I'd make the seat because I was like, yeah, I can do that. So I bought a sewing machine, and I made the top, but then I gave up because it turns out covering seats is a massive pain in the arse. So a guy reused what I did, and he got that covered up nicely, which is, it's all right, a nice bit of Alcantara, so it's all waterproof, and it's pretty comfy, even with my fat ass sat on it. Right, well, I best prove that it runs, so let's start it up. It's got the M-lock just under the seat there. So she's on, and let's make a racket. Thanks for watching. I hope you like the bike. Put some comments in and I'll attempt to reply, which will be a laugh, I'm sure. Don't forget to subscribe and like the Bike Shed's video and turn on the alerts so that you can see the next bike and the next video that they put out.